Hi, in this video I want to answer most frequently asked questions like this. So question number one is, I'm 25 years old, I'm not yet settled, so should I try preparing for GATE now, because it is going to take 1 year to prepare GATE and then 2 more years to get the degree. Is it all worth it, or should I take whatever job that comes on the way and just settle down with that? That is question number one. And the question number two is, I'm again 25 years old and I've been working in the software company for the past few years, and my pay is so and so lakhs per annum. Is it worth writing GATE now and then doing the masters? And the third question is, I'm a software engineer. I've been working in this field for past 10 years, but then I'm not really happy with my job. My job is service oriented job and my passion is to become a writer or a photographer or a fashion designer. So what should I be doing now? Should I start it? I want to answer these questions by taking into consideration various factors like how the economic conditions in India are changing and how the science and technology, the improvements in the science and technology, especially in the fields of medicine, have been increasing the years and increasing the life expectancy in the world as well as in India. Now let me show you uh, what are the life expectancies over the past 100 years in India, and from these life expectancies people have derived this thing called settling point. So the settling point is nothing but the age at which you might you might have to stop your education, formal education, and you might have to start earning in order to support your family. Probably you will have to get married and have kids. That is called settling point. At this point, people generally look for whatever job they could get and they'll try to settle down. So how did they derive this settling point? At what age you should settle down and all? That is based on two factors especially. One is the economic situation of your family. If you are from a poor family, you might have to start earning at a very early age. And the second thing is, it has traditionally been the life expectancies. So I'll just give you what it exactly means, then you can decide about what should be the settling point for you as of now. Now see this, in 1901 to 1910 the life expectancy has been 22.6 years, which means on average, if you see during this period, people are dying at an age of 22.6 years. Therefore, anyone who is born during that period is expected to live for this age. I mean, roughly it might increase with time, but then it is what is expected at their birth. At that point, people are dying at this age. During this period, most of the people they are dying at this age, 22.6. And these figures I taken from the statistics, Indian statistics, and they are all applied to India only, not to other countries. Usually US statistics are bit more than this. They are better compared, and the Asian statistics are also better compared to Indian statistics. Okay. Now, if you observe this, the life expectancy was just 22.6, and during this period of 1911 to 1920 it is just 20 years, and from 1921 to 1930 it is 26.8 years, and from 1931 to 1940 it is 31.8 years. So if you observe this, it is very less, isn't it? So people dying at 30s, 20s, it is like my grandma used to say this, that people at their generation, she used to say that they used to be very strong and they used to live long and all. But I think these figures are really contradicting what she is saying. Only my grandma is alive from her generation. All her siblings, all her friends, they are no more. So I don't think that people are really living so long during this period. Okay, so let's come back to the point. I'm trying to say is, so depending on these ages, these life expectancies, people have decided about the settling point. So if you observe this, during 1920 to 1930, in 1920s, what happened is, that was the period probably when my great grandma was born. So during her time, she had her first baby at an age of 13, exactly the midway. Life expectancy was 26. She had the first child at the age of 13. So it is probably a right age to settle down, maybe. And if you come back to this 19 60s, 1960 to 1970s, probably this is where our parents were, right? So our parents were born. Then my mom, she had her first baby when she was roughly 20 years old. So maybe she belongs to 1950 to 1960, or these two periods. Okay, so roughly at that time it is fine, because it is again the midway. So 40 years is life expectancy and 20 years is when they are trying to settle down. And if you observe it, these life expectancies have grown gradually, and as of now, by the time you reach 2012, in 2012 it was 66 years. It is the life expectancy. If you are above the middle class, then there is a chance that you can add 10 years. So the above middle class people, they'll have better medical these facilities, and so they'll live for 76 years. Now, the recent advancements in the science and technology have taken place at a rapid pace in such a way that if you can live for another 20 years, which means if you can live till 2035, another 20 years, the technology is going to add automatically 50 more years to your life. Therefore, anyone who is living now, if they could live for 20 years, they could definitely live for 50 more years. So I'm not talking about any science fiction or fantasy here, but I'll tell you how it is possible. It might really, you might get dazzled after knowing about this technology. I'll tell you what. So if you know about this electronics, so currently the technology is at the level of microelectronics, which means the electronic devices, the diodes and transistors, all those, they are getting as small as 10 power minus 6 meters. That is called microelectronics. Microelectronics means 10 power minus 6 meters. And now we are going towards nanoelectronics. Already research is on the way. It is already very well developed work. So we are going towards nanoelectronics, nanotechnology. So nanoelectronics means the size of the devices is going to be as small as 10 power minus 9 meters, which means you can imagine that we will be able to invent, or we have already invented, the nanobots. Nanobots are the small robots whose size is roughly 10 power minus 9 meters, in the order of 10 power minus 9 meters, which means they will roughly be of the size of 6 carbon atoms. Okay. Now what is the advantage of these nanobots? Is simple. They can be programmed, they can be reprogrammed, and they can transmit as well as receive the signals. Now what happens is, they will be injecting these nanobots into your bloodstream, and these nanobots will enter the bloodstream, and from there they will travel to all the parts of your body, and they will continuously be monitoring the progress of every part. For example, you can watch the progress of your let's say your heartbeat. You can watch it on your mobile phone through these nanobots. And I think this watching the heartbeat is not a great technology, but let me tell you this. So they will even be able to monitor each and every organ. Like you can check how your liver is functioning, you can check how your lungs are functioning, how your heart is functioning in a very detailed manner, and also you can check all your hormonal levels. You can check your sugar level, and everything will be shown on a screen. Probably it will be on a handheld device like a mobile phone, or it will be on your watch also. So in your watch you can continuously monitor what is going on in your body, and it will even give you notification saying that this particular hormone has just raised up. It will be really funny to watch it, isn't it? So what I'm saying is, now with this technology, let's say some virus has entered your body, then what happens is, immediately you will get a notification saying that the virus causing common cold has just entered and we are working on it, and maybe it will raise a ticket, right? And you can track the progress. Then after 5-10 minutes you will get again one more notification saying that the virus has been destroyed completely. If this same process has to happen with your antibodies, the antibodies are the cells which fight against these viruses and other disease causing germs in your body, which are naturally produced in your bloodstream. as a reaction to the, this as a reaction to the our germs. Okay, these antigens and antibodies which are produced in our body. So what happens is, these cells, these natural cells are very slow. Maybe in order to fight this virus causing common cold, it might take them maybe a week, but then our nanobots are able to do it in seconds. Within seconds they'll destroy everything, all the viruses, and they'll just give you a notification saying that it is done. And moreover, you can program them, you can set it is just like an app. You can install an app as if you are installing an app. You just install a program on your transmitter, so that they'll transmit to the nanobots what they should be doing in your body, and every new disease can be cured. And you might have even heard about the research going on the human genes. Now it has developed so well. I forgot the name of the researcher working on that. But if you are interested in knowing more about the nanobots, the researcher who has written a book the book name is Singularity is Near, and there are many books on that. These are written by the researcher Ray Kurzweil, the one who invented this method of digitizing music, probably which has led to the piracy world. That is another story. But anyway, this researcher is currently working on many things, and one of the books he has written is on nanobots. You can read about it. It is definitely not science fiction. I am not talking about anything which is going to happen after 1000 years or 500 years or 100 years. I am talking about something which is going to happen in 20 years. If you can live for 20 more years, you are going to live for 50 years. And one more thing, you are not just going to live longer, you are going to live productive life. In the sense, you are going to be very healthy, and till your 100 years, you are not going to retire. You are going to work on something that you love, which means I can tell you that you all, whoever is watching this, probably if you are in 20 to 30 years range, you are going to live for another 80 to 70 years at least. If you are 20 years, you are going to live for at least 80 more years. If you are 30 years, you are going to live for at least 70 years. Now let's get back to this topic. Now with this, if the life expectancy is 100, see this, when the life expectancy was 26, settling point of 13 years was good, right? And it can be justified to some extent. When the life expectancy was 40, settling point of 20 can be justified. But now when the life expectancy is 100 years, where should this settling point be? That is my question. So is 25 years a age too old to do any major modifications in your lifestyle, or to do any major changes in your career? Or is it is it too late that to start anything new, or to start doing something great, or to start at least pursuing something great? I think if you are in 20s or 30s, you are going to have 70 to 80 years of life ahead. It is not a small number. Just think about 1 or 2 years of your past life. Just think about what you are able to achieve in the past 2 years, or in the past 1 year. Just think about how much you are able to achieve. Now multiply it with 70 times, 80 times. That is what you can achieve in, multiply with 7 or 8. That is what you can achieve in this 70 to 80 years. So now, with these many years of productive life ahead, no goal I think is too big. People generally say that, great people, they say that you should have dreams and goals so big that it takes your entire life to achieve them. But then with this big life, which means at least the longer life, with 70-80 years, I don't see any dream or any goal big enough that you cannot achieve it. See, you look at Elon Musk. His dream is to colonize Mars. He wanted to build colonies in the Mars and then put the people there, and he is now just in 40s, and he probably started in 30s, and by the time he reach 50, he'll be able to achieve it. Then what is the dream that is too big that we cannot achieve in this life? So what I'm trying to say is, just see how much the technology is improving, how much the economic status of people has improved. See, in early 1900s, people used to die because of hunger. But currently, I don't see any middle class people who are dying because of hunger, which means even if you don't start working right now, and even if you don't send money to your family, they are not going to die because of hunger. I'm serious. They are definitely not going to die. If they have survived without your support for 20-25 years, they could definitely survive for few more years, 5 more years, they'll definitely survive. So you need not sacrifice anything for anyone. So as of now, what I'm trying to say is, if you are 25 years old, just push the settling point to 30 years, nothing happens. So you need not take up any job, you need not get married, or you need not think about supporting your family at least till 30 years. Why is it very necessary that you should spend, even you should push that settling point? See, I'm not saying that if you have an opportunity to settle down at a very early age, at a very young age, go for it, but I'm talking about those who suddenly realize that they are not in the right path, and now the age is 25 and they want to change it, and they think that it is too late for them. I'm just suggesting this. So think about this. You are going to have a lot of years, and so investing your time in these 5 years and figuring out how you want to spend the rest of your life. It is not a small life, right? Rest of your life, 70 years nearly, in just to find out, if you put 5 years, it is really worth it. Now let me tell you how we can okay, just to tell you that people are not just living longer, they are even living healthier lives, and they are being productive till 100. I have given some names. These are some of the world's richest people, maybe in the top 10 or top 20, who are old but still they are working. They are really I think they are going to live for another 20 years, and probably the technology is going to add another 50 years. So you are going to see a whole new generation of people who will be nearly living for 120, 150 years. You are definitely going to see, don't worry about it. You will be one of them, and just be lucky. And it is not really science fiction. One more time, it is not really science fiction. You might have heard about and watched those vampire movies, right, where people will be living for 500, 1000 years. It is all going to be true. Maybe in 200 years from now, people will start living for 500 years, 1000 years, and you can even hibernate. It is like you can go to sleep and then wake up whenever you want. Okay, so let me tell you these numbers. See, Carlos is the world's second richest person, and the age is 75 years, still working. And Warren Buffett, he is the world's third richest man. He is 84 years old and he is still working. Likewise, if you see these names, one person is 92 years old, 87 years old, 81 years old, 83 years old. Therefore, see, I have taken only few people, but then there are many people in the world that they are still working. See, retiring at an age of 60 is over, which means we have completely moved on. Now we have the technology supporting us, and we have the economic status which is improved, and now we have the best education possible at your fingertips. So we need to really make use of it. So I'll just tell you why it is very important that you should spend more time mastering something. Okay,